And this brings us back to your point that you think hoaxes are only momentary things that will rise your popularity up to the roof, but then cause an immediate backlash, and it'll go straight down. And you cite the reasons for this being Blair Witch and Lonely Girl. The reason why Blair Witch failed is because they didn't capitalize on it. It took them forever to do anything else. And that film that they did with the two people trapped out in the ocean when there was a shark attack was too little too late. The reason Lonely Girl will continue to wane in popularity, if not an immediately soon downfall, is because they're already trying to ride a hoax that's been found out. It's not like they're doing something new after being discovered. They're still trying to do the same shtick. However, Andy Kaufman's hoaxes were brilliant. And he never rested his laurels on one hoax. But, for the sake of this argument, let's focus on his most famous hoax. Andy Kaufman, Jerry Lawler, David Letterman. Andy Kaufman is on David Letterman's show. He's come on with a neck brace. Kaufman's key thing is he's trying to translate to the viewing audience that they think pro wrestling's fake, but this is real. Keeps using words like Lawler took it too far. I'm seriously hurt. This neck brace is not for show. Lawler comes on and starts questioning Kaufman. They're sitting right by each other, and and Kaufman says, I don't know what kind of a man would hurt somebody when he's already injured. One thing leads to another. They start exchanging words that start to look at the audience kind of getting on edge because this is real, what they're giving them. And this is not what they're used to seeing on TV on David Letterman. It wasn't what they were expecting when they came. Lawler ends up slapping Kaufman. Now, he didn't actually slap him. There are people to this day that swear that he slapped him, and a lot of people didn't know if this was fake or real until the movie. Most people didn't. In fact, they would never say, and Lawler claimed it was real the entire time. This actually happened, and people in Memphis believed it. Alright, he slapped him, but he's used to working with 360-degree access people seeing him. He slapped him, he just has to fool this side of the audience, so he worked to slap. Kaufman sold it perfectly, starts yelling out a slew of profanity. Lawler's coming out from security, pulling him back. And he rants off the stage and you'll be hearing from my attorney. After that, Memphis viewership skyrocketed. Their attendance through the roof, and it didn't fall off like a fad would have, because they had the talent and the creativity to capitalize on it. And because of that boost that Memphis got and could keep, when Vince McMahon and the WWF came rolling around, they stood their ground. They didn't get steamrolled by the WWF. They stood their ground and they survived the 80s wrestling slaughter that Vince put on. No other wrestling company did that unless they sold out to him and was basically a company would give Vince talent like Stampede Wrestling did. Alright, they never did that, and they survived, and they're around to this day. To say that a hoax is a bad way of getting yourself noticed is ridiculous to me, because magic tricks are hoaxes. All of pro wrestling is working the audience. It's a hoax. Nobody stays famous. Nobody stays popular. Nobody keeps making money unless they have some talent. Unless they have talent to stay. Lonely Girl will be gone. Lisa Nova will be gone because they don't have that talent. When she comes out with a new video, and it'll be bad, which I'm pretty sure it is going to be, not that great, maybe kind of funny, you know, and it's bad, these people will unsubscribe eventually because they'll be like, haha, that rub that Smosh and the Wine Cone and Dak Slam gave Lisa Nova is not going to be long lasting enough for them to sit through a bunch of crappy videos. So it'll work its own way out. But if by some miracle Lisa Nova comes out with the funniest, greatest, most creative video that we've ever seen, which I don't think she's going to, by the way, then she will continue to stay on top, and she will be remembered if she keeps producing great content. You can do anything to get yourself noticed, and if you have the talent, then you will stay on top. The difference between Lisa Nova's hoax and an Andy Kaufman-esque hoax is that one was brilliant, created on airtime of a big corporation, of a TV network. Part of that TV network, the reason why people were tuning in to see David Letterman that night, the reason why people were watching Fridays, the only reason, is because Andy Kaufman was on it, and to see what he would do. So when he pulled the wool over their eyes and worked them and entertained them, that was kudos to Andy Kaufman. He pulled off a great thing and a great moment in history and pop culture. Lisa Nova, her hoax was a video explaining why she gave herself free advertisement on other people's blood, sweat, and tears, on other people's channels, on other people's popularity, and they did not ask her to come. David Letterman asked Andy Kaufman to come. Fridays did. Memphis Pro Wrestling asked Andy Kaufman to come. Everybody asked and wanted and still want Andy Kaufman to this day. However, nobody really wants Lisa Nova that bad, and that's why she will go on the wayside, and that's why Andy Kaufman is a legend.